There are too many cruel things that are being exacted on the African today, with citizens from various countries. And the Morocco incident should be the pinnacle, should be the end, should be the last of this kind of treatment of the African. There's a growth, there's a growing of distaste of Africans from different nations, and it's growing fast. And I think we need to nip this in the bud. What can we do to do that? The first thing is to realize that we don't have a leadership that can respond. The government leaders have not been able to do this, cannot do this, because they are tied by this idea that you get support from these governments. If a Chinese does something to the African, our leaders do nothing about it. If a European does something to us, the leaders can't do it because they're held by the masters. Obviously, we don't have a system, we don't have a leadership that is strong enough to stop what is happening in Africa. What is happening to us? What is happening to our land? What is happening to our business place? The science is this, that what exists today in the leadership is an old paradigm, it's an old process. For the last generation, the new generation needs their own process, needs their own paradigm. And to do that, you don't plan from the same table. There has to be a leadership into the next process. And I think this is where it's key. It's time for us to create a pinnacle of organization so we can have a pinnacle of response, so we can have a manifesto of the do's and the don'ts, what we want, what we don't want. And especially to begin to put some brakes in this movement, the exodus into Africa. The reason why it's happening is because of organization. We're not organized. We should be calling for some kind of Congress focused first in responding effectively, timely, harshly to what has happened in Morocco. From there, everything else will flow. When we have that pinnacle of key individuals, key leaders in Africa, key leaders of this Pan-African, continental African, key people, we sit down, we create this pinnacle of organization that is a person at the top that will lead us into the future of Africa. The person at the top, from now on, any response comes from that pinnacle of organization. That is the solution, my brothers. There's nothing in the African Union. There's nothing happening in the, with the leaders, because they're not united. They don't see things the same. Unless the youth and a few people in the last generation get together and create a point of organization, an epicenter of organization, and be together from an organizational point of view, Africa will continue to be trampled upon, the African will continue to be despised, and we will continue to be destitute, more suffering, and the industrial place and the wealth of Africa is going to continue to be taken away. In fact, we are giving it away. This generation is giving it away. This generation is doing what it is not authorized to do, is to market Africa, to make Africa a commodity. Organization. We need to start with the pinnacle of organization. I think a group of people are putting together an urgent meeting to do this. It will be talking about the pinnacle of organization. and the Pinnacle of Response Conference. Thank you.